Good morning. This is Wednesday, all day long, or so they say. And it's February 26, 2025. I have audio confirmation and
DougBot said, "Hi, how you doing?"
speaker bot confirmation. Okay. I need to be a little chill, a little relaxed, because I got a bit of a neck issue that's going to turn into migraine if I'm not careful. Hello, Rick Lakes. Good morning to you. Jeff Raymond, good morning. Jeff says, thank you for your suggestion yesterday. Pausing updates again. Worked on my Windows 11 PC. You're so welcome. What happened there is I got on with Ken Stout Live Homies on a Zoom session that was not broadcast, and he had posed a question. Glad that helped. And John Williams started a new construction company. Wow, I didn't know you were quite the entrepreneur. You started yourself a new construction company, the boss. I am sure there's plenty to do, like hire some new employees to run the heavy equipment. She your massage therapist in your trailer? Oh, he's joking here. Duh, because the trailer was about Doug the donkey, who is quite the entrepreneur. There's a link in the description of this video if you haven't seen that trailer. Oh, that's right. He's doing the digging at the end. I was trying to remember what the construction. That would have been, oh, demolition. It was a demolition company. She your massage therapist in your trailer. John Williams there again, and Greg M. Just a tip. Let's scroll to here a little bit. As a tech, if I am working on a computer and you as a owner have run a script in the past to tweak settings and never told me, you will get charged extra for a repair. All right. By the way that I cover that is I just charge straight time. My timer starts when I start the job and ends when I finish. If they've done something that causes it to be more complex or to take longer, it automatically happens. But if you're doing flat rate repairs, that totally makes sense that you would do that. See, I don't trust people. I don't trust people at all to be able to, not only to be able to tell me what they've done, but to even remember what they've done or understand what they've done. Working on setting up this computer right here. My interview with the client, I asked him if he has a Microsoft account. He says, no, I don't have a Microsoft account. Well, I come to find when I try to create a new Microsoft account for him, that there is one already existing. So I connect back to his old computer and I notice it actually has OneDrive content. The OneDrive is not currently active on his old computer, but there's actually content in his OneDrive folder, which means it was active at some point. So yesterday I got him on the phone while he's at his computer, and we did a account recovery for his Microsoft account. So yeah, people just don't remember that it's not intentional that usually not intentional that they neglect to tell you something. In my experience. Let's see. Phil Stott, hello. Ski Man. Alice Jones, hello. Rick Lakes. Oh, I guess I'm caught up, aren't I? John Downey, hello. All right, I have a channel comment. I don't have much lined up for today. Don't have any emails lined up. I'm doing it. See this? You got to be proud of me. I remembered. Indeed I did. 307. I'll call it. And this comment is from Mr. Manacone. Manacone. I think that's about as close as I'm probably gonna get. In response to the short video, I don't think it was a YouTube short. It was just a video that wasn't very long regarding HP 17T S100 laptop fan replacement. Says, nice, good video. It helps me. I need to know if this notebook have space to put SSD M.2 NVMe. I bought one. I didn't find the hole for this. He says, I have the same laptop as what I did in that video. And, oh, that's the response I just put in. Duh. So I'll give you a little more clue about this laptop. It's an i7 6700 HQ. So how many of you in chat think that it would be able to take an M.2 SSD? Put a 1 in chat. Put a 0 in chat if you think it would not be able to accommodate an NVMe M.2. There's Lawn Dog with a 0, John Williams with a 0, Steve McCure, Ski Man, Rick Lakes, Phil Stodd, 000. These people don't think that computer would take an M.2 NVMe. Patrick Randall says yes. Lawn Dog is too old, probably does not even have an M.2 slot, even generation 1, meaning not even, could be an M.2 without being NVMe. Kent Stout gives Pi as the answer. Well, let me show you something. I asked Copilot, because you know I'm testing Copilot. Copilot says yes, the HP 17T S100 with an i7 6700 HQ processor does have a slot for an M.2 NVMe SSD. This means you can upgrade your storage with a faster, more efficient NVMe SSD. If you need help with the installation process or have more questions, feel free to ask. Well, let's dig a little deeper, shall we? This number 1 right here will take us to specifications for that computer. See, I went straight to find the manual. This is not really, where are specifications? Specifications and accessories. Scroll down further. I'm just going to go over here to where I already have the manual. Here's the manual. Hard drive support for 2.5-inch SATA hard drives. Gives you the thickness. No. How about if I do a search in here for M.2? Look at this. There is an M.2. Integrated wireless option, dual M.2 PCIe antenna. I'm pretty sure what that's going to be is for your Wi-Fi. It has a M.2 slot for the Wi-Fi adapter for the wireless NIC. Greg M identifies it as a little stubby, short little thing. So there is an M.2 slot, but you're not going to be putting an M.2 NVMe in there. It is a PCIe slot. What if you did one of those little short, what are they? M.2 80, 60, what, 40, 20 is the short ones? Could you put one in that slot? I don't know. Well, that's above my pay grade. I don't think I'm going to try that. But no. So let's give an answer to Mr. Manikou. No, it will not take an M.2 NVMe. Let's see. Steve McCure says short M.2 drive and add external Wi-Fi NIC. Yeah, well, maybe you don't even need Wi-Fi. So, I mean, the outside possibility, short M.2 drive, since it is a PCIe slot, it might work. I don't know. Let's see. Can I put... do we dare ask Copilot? Let's do this audible. Can I put a short M.2 SSD drive into a PCIe Wi-Fi socket? You can replace M.2 Wi-Fi card with M.2 SSD, but the few things to consider. First, you need to ensure that M.2 slot is compatible with the SSD. Wi-Fi cards and SSDs can have different keyings, so you need to check if the slot supports the same keying as the SSD. Additionally, you might need an adapter to fit. Now, rather than pursuing that further, Mr. Manakun, I'd like to ask you a question. Why do you want to do this? People might assume that you want to do this because it'll speed up your computer. And yes, indeed, if you could put in a SSD, that's going to be faster than your current spinning metal drive. However, if the problem with your computer sluggishness is actually for some other reason, like if you have some other trouble with your operating system or with software that's installed on your computer, there are other things that can slow down a computer other than just the fact that it's spinning metal. Yeah, now a spinning drive is slower than SSD. Yes, granted. However, even computers can even be slow by spinning hard drive standards. And a person might think that they could clone their misbehaving hard drive to an SSD and instantly get a faster computer. Well, to some extent, yes, but if there's something wrong with that operating system or software on that computer that's misbehaving, you still might have a pretty slow computer, and you might be able to fix the computer that you have to make it completely palatable to you through some other method. However, another issue to consider, this computer is not capable of Windows 11, not legitimately. It's not rubber stamped by Microsoft to use Windows 11. You can force it, generally not recommended by most responsible technicians, but it can be done. So you got a problem coming up here, Mr. Manakun, with October 14th, 2025, Windows 10 is no longer supported by Microsoft, meaning you will no longer get security updates. Microsoft no longer considers themselves responsible to keep updating that operating system. It's possible that they might occasionally give an update to the general public. That has happened in the past, but they're not going to put nearly as much effort into it as what would be needed for the computer to be considered safe to use on the internet. So your choices are to force Windows 11 on it. Then there's other ramifications is Microsoft is also not responsible to test and be sure that their updates that come through are going to work properly on that obsolete computer. There, as an alternative, there are some very inexpensive, around $300, $400, inexpensive laptop computers that are completely Windows 11 compliant and capable that I have actually sold to my clients and been happy with. So with that much said, Mr. Manacone, I would welcome you to reply again to this, to your comment, or send me an email to this email address to discuss the situation further. What are you really trying to accomplish? You asked the question about, can you put a SSD M.2 NVMe into that computer? The answer is no, not within reason. Even if you did, it's not going to be Windows 11 capable. So I really don't think that's a good idea. But let's see if we can help you with what your real concerns are. And we can handle that by sending me an email with more information or replying to the comment that I just replied to. There we go. I think that covers all I have to say in regards to his comment. Is there anything else in chat? Greg says, I would put a SATA SSD in there. So he would be willing to do that in that short slot and see if it works. Now you probably need also to install a fresh and I'd want to install a fresh copy of Windows on it. We don't know if he was going to clone to the new drive or install Windows Fresh. Lawn Dog says, yes, you can, Doug, if I recall correctly, but it all depends upon the version of M.2 that's built into the motherboard. Not all of them would do data that wasn't the original first version intention. I think he's saying there is you can't just buy any new short M.2 and expect it to work. Look at some other specifics. 2242 is the shortest M.2 storage card. Yeah, that's right. That's right. He should use 3.5-inch SATA drive. No, you mean 2.5-inch. That computer doesn't do 3.5-inch. I think what you mean is 2.5-inch SSD, right? Is that what you mean, Jeff? Not 3.5-inch. That's a 2.5-inch. We saw that already. Is the PCIe hardware connection? I think it's, well, it said PCIe.
Read chat, please.
Slot for the, I'll get to that in a moment. It said PCIe right here. Yeah, but that slot was intended for the wireless antenna. But it is a PCIe slot. You can put the regular PCI slots in a computer. You can put a wireless adapter in there, and you can put a SSD adapter in there. I should have said SATA adapter in there. Now let's get to that. See what else is coming up in here. Yes, Jeff says he corrected himself later about the 3.5-inch. All right. I'm kind of going backwards here because there's other comments. It was not the original intention of the slot. Yeah. But still, you're going to be faced with the issue of Windows 11. So if you intend to force Windows 11 on it, then all right, might as well. This is why I do not use AI to ask tech questions without researching myself. I will use AI just to kind of point me in a direction and to give me a list of options. But I want to, just like the old news media, the news media of old, where they had to get a corroborating source. Doesn't seem to always be the case these days, does it? But yeah, when you're going to use AI, you need a corroborating source. Bernard C., mine was Noah's personal. No, I was thinking, what's Noah's your kid's name? Noah's personal computer, as in Noah's Ark. It did have a medical processor. Very good. Well done. It only counted by twos. That is worthy of any joke that Brian Lightfoot has given us. Very topical. Well done. My pie is reduced to health reasons. Oh, did Jeff correct Ken's incorrect version of pi? He usually goes wrong about the 4th or 5th digit. And yes, indeed, he did. All right. I'm all sitting forward and tense and excited. I need to relax, lighten up, chill. Don't worry, be happy. Defrag always helped me to a point. Yeah, on a hard disk, spinning drive, defrag is certainly worthy of doing. And also stopping programs that are automatically starting on launch. That would be another thing for Mr. Manicone. Am I remembering it right? I'm going to test myself here. Manicone. I think it's probably Manicone rather than Manicone. Either way, we're talking 6th, 7th generation. It's pretty much back in the day. 8th gen or better for Windows 11. Brian, my wife jokingly told me she's getting a brain transplant. I said, are you sure you want to risk an upgrade? And then I remember waking up on the floor. We got to run into these waking up on the floors. Jeff, Brian, you should get yourself checked out for possible I can't even remember. What would it be? Not contusion. I can't even remember the word. CTE? No, that's not the word. Concussion, that's it. I'm laughing because Brian suggested the word was optane, misspelled as optanes, optazn, optazn. I gotta go show that one. Optazny. Skimming over a little bit. Bernard C. Yeah, that's what I did. Put Evo SSD SATA in my old laptop just to have to change BIOS to boot to that drive. Let's see. So it probably means that his BIOS was set for legacy, which I think you can still. Let's see. If you have legacy, you're not going to be able to do. Oh, so many. Is Windows 11 going to object to it? Or GPT going to object to legacy? I don't remember. My brain's not, I probably know that, but my brain's just not up to speed right now. Steve McCure. As others have suggested, a SATA SSD would give him considerable speed boost. I had one to an older HP laptop that I had and performs quite well. The catch is that's a little bit really out of off book to be putting a SATA SSD into that slot that was intended for Wi-Fi. Because how about like drivers, chipset drivers? Will they support doing that? What do you call a disguised noodle? I'm not even going to try that one. Is it running a spinning hard drive? It could. It's possible it already has a 2.5-inch SATA. I mean, SSD. God. I told you my brain's not working. Of course, a 2.5 inches SATA. Tony Wallow's got a notice in chat that he's been a member now for 2 months. He's got the number 2. Does anyone else show you a number 2? There's a Ken Stout shows a 2. 2. Let's sing a song about 2. How many is 2? And impasta. All right. This guy's noodle is an impasta. Good. Well done. Well done, Ken Stout. You actually used humor that was actually funny. I'm impressed. Wow. All right, for those who don't know, Ken and I poke fun at each other. Once in a while, I get in the mindset thinking, I want to stop doing that. It's just not really me. But I can't resist that one. I need 2.5-inch SATA SSD. Yeah, that's already correct. So I put a cheap 1 terabyte, 3.5-inch SATA drive in my HP Pavilion laptop. Strangely, it is Windows 11 compatible. Well, it would be okay. Now that's a spinning drive, 3.5-inch. There's no 3.5-inch SSDs. That's not a thing. Although he did, was it him or Greg that said they sized differently previously? It's the laptop that's compatible. The drive wouldn't be of concern for Windows 11 compatibility. Oh, that's where Jeff is correcting. Oh. And Brian, he wants Brian to read chat at 12:15. I guess the joke. By the way, Bernard says, hi here. Says hello to people in chat. Off topic, but a fun watch. Hard drive Dominoes. Oh, I think I've seen this. I acquired over 1,500 hard drives. Yeah, I've seen this. This is fun. All right. I've seen also somebody with a model railroad that goes through their house like that and outdoors. Not like dominoes, of course, just it looks like a train track. John Williams would put in 1 terabyte, 2.5-inch SSD. Yeah, for the small price difference, like from 0.5 terabyte to 1 terabyte, it's not that big of a price difference. But again, does he want to continue with that computer? And what does he use it for? Most of my clients, most of my clients in these B-Link computers, they come with 512 gigabyte hard drives. I'm splitting those into 2 separate partitions because their C drive never gets over like 80 gigabytes. So the second partition is a place to store a quick and dirty image backup. Now, don't get all jumpy on me saying that's not about backups in the internal drive and it's not offsite. There's no data stored here. It's just a quick and easy way to recover from a Windows update gone wrong or something else that just went wrong. It's quick and easy and extremely reliable. Far more reliable than any USB connected backup drive. USB connected drives have their own set of problems. So I do use USB connected drives, but oftentimes I also have an internal backup. It doesn't cost any more to do that. Why not? How are we doing? We're getting close to the end and I'm still way too tense. Greg M says, I have seen news stories of NAND memory prices tanking, but here in Great White North, is that Alaska? NVMe drives have not come down in price. I mean, Canada. I didn't mean to say Alaska. I think he's in Canada. Not sure. Ken says, I think we tied. We're picking on each other? Or you and Brian tied for jokes? No, you're not. You're way behind on jokes. Bernard says, Ken, I'm specifically Pacific. Humor. You know what? I'm going to go back and call this out because I like this. Londog says, I ask AI questions like that just to see the response so I can get an idea of what it's capable of, something like that. Fair that. Just don't rely on it. My next sentence, Doug might read, should have read storage type. SATA versus NVMe, that machine is in a different world from the past. My next sentence.
Read chat, please.
If you really want to know, Doug, if that machine and its M.2 slot can be used for storage, you need to go to that specific model on the manufacturer's website and look up the specs. It will be listed there if it can take an external storage drive in that slot. No. An M.2 slot is not external storage. That's inside the computer. That's internal storage. Probably not be able to boot from it. And I already showed the specs. But originally it was for Wi-Fi cards. As I said, not all machines can do data. It has to do with the SATA controller. Yeah, because we saw that. I showed you the specs. There's the specs. I don't think you're going to get, there's nothing else in here. And M.2 only shows up this one item. And back then when they wrote this manual, M.2, I don't think it might have been a thing on higher model computers. I'm not sure. But I wouldn't call that external storage. Let's see, I think I missed a read chat. Gary Weisenberger, M.2 replaced MSATA. That's right, I remember MSATA. It was intended for SSD. Then came Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Then came graphics. All right, a little history lesson there. And that's pew, pew. That's how long I'm going to remember that one. Not my gig. Not my bag. I don't know where it was. Oh, specs. Skimming. My mom loves her mini PC. No room for a spinning drive. You could connect a spinning hard drive by a USB if you really wanted to. Now I'm just all over the place. Zoom homies, the UPS debacle continues. Was promised delivery
Chat,
by
please.
9 a.m. That was 28 minutes ago and still no show. John Williams. Bernard C. Unlikely. Is that what John Williams is asking me to read? His prior comment? I don't know. Bernard C. Unlikely. Does that laptop to have USB 3.0? Unlikely. Yeah. Bernard C. Doug, did you see the minis that Carrie shared a link for Mini 12th Gen with Windows 11 Pro? I grabbed one for current lightweight chores. Actually, what's the last one I got? I think the last one I got was 12th Gen, wasn't it? No, I didn't see. Yeah, I've got a 13th Gen. Yeah, my last purchase was a 13th Gen. So, yeah. All right,
Red
I'm going to
chat,
let it go
please.
now. Oh, you gave me another read chat. Before Tony's super chat. Does Tony have a super chat? This is not a super chat. That's an announcement as a member for 2 months. So he wanted me to see John Williams before Tony's super chat, before Tony's membership things. With Legacy, there will be no secure boot. True that. And Windows, to install Windows 11, you have to have secure boot, but you can go back and turn it off. But isn't it that you can do? I don't remember. I don't want to think about that right now. Those details. Intel N150 is 13th gen. Yeah. All right. Get out of here. Goodbye. Go. Leave. Get out of here. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. Catch you later. Goodbye.
That's all, folks.
Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech-savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you dreamed. supreme. We're tech support supreme. Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be